Hello, everybody, and welcome to Coffee with Casey, where we sit down every week. I've missed the last two. Sorry about that. Time's been pretty busy. But we talk about market strategies and market conditions and what's going on in the Northern Virginia real estate market. And I will tell you, if you've been in real estate a long time like I have, your ships have been hit by icebergs. Markets change. You didn't see it coming. Sellers didn't see it coming. We didn't see it coming. So when you get older, you sit up in the crow's nest a lot and you watch. And you watch for that iceberg. And you want to make sure that you know what's going to hit the market before it hits the market. Because of that, what I stare at day in and day out is the inventory and the inventory growth. And as the inventory is high, then prices are soft and you have to be more careful when you're selling houses. As inventory goes down, prices go up, sellers control the market because there's nothing else to buy. So we saw the market bottom out in 223. It didn't get that much better in inventory in 2024. Really low inventory, 23 and 24. All of a sudden this year, again, when interest rates go down, inventory goes up. And interest rates have gone down and inventory has flown up. In fact, around the area, and we'll look at the charts here in a minute, it's gone up between 50 and 80%, and some markets 150%. Now, some of that has to do with Doge, some of that has to do with people concerned about their jobs. But we're going to take a look at that and see where we are. And because of that, we see the iceberg, and we need to take evasive action. So I'm going to talk about some evasive action we need to take. I mean today. I don't mean like today. I'm calling sellers and saying, here's what we're going to do. Right? I know what that was, but this is what it is. Because we need to take some evasive action or we're going to hit that iceberg. So there's tons of money at stake. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars of money at stake. We have no time to make mistakes in this market. So let's talk about the inventory. Let's go to some of the charts, all right? So the chart you're looking at right now is these are the four counties that we mainly work in. This is Fairfax County, Loudoun County, Arlington County, and Prince William County. Now, what you're seeing in the top left chart, for those of you that are watching a podcast, we're looking at a chart where back in 2019, I'm going to sneak up on it so I can read it. Back in 2019, they had a total of 2,300 listings by in the last 30-day period, 2019, 2020. It fell all the way to 1,068. So it was, in 2023, it was one half as many listings as there was in 2020 and 2020. So that's why prices spiked. That's why prices got so high. And because it got there, why did it fall that low? Is because interest rates spiked. Interest rates went up. Everybody else said, I'm out of the market. I'm not listing my house. So 2024 comes along. It improves a little bit, but not much. Now we're back up to 1,863 listings. Now remember, we can get to 2,300. We did that in 2020. So, we're 45% higher than we were last year at this time. So in the month of March, we're 45% higher than we were when you take into account all counties. Now, Loudoun County is up 57%, Arlington County 53%, Fairfax 43%. So first I want to go over these numbers, and then I'm going to talk about the strategies we need to take corrective action on. Over here you see year-to-date inventory for the counties. Arlington, and this is year-to-date now. So the chart's on the left, that's the last 30 days. That's called the trending. So that's what's happening right this second. Over on the left is what's happening right this second. Over on the right, this is accumulation year-to-date. So year-to-date, is it that spectacular? Well, it's up 32%. That's pretty good. There's a guy in an office right over here on the top floor over here. Name is Casey Samson. He's going to be really happy if inventory goes up and sales go up 32%. So this is great news for the real estate community. Anybody that's involved in real estate community, lenders and realtors and builders and settlement companies. Now we have a lot more activity in the marketplace. Some people are getting hurt. It is sad to see some people that are going through this federal government downsizing, but it's easy for them to find jobs in the private sector. We have no really unemployment here, so you can find a job pretty quick with the skill sets that you have. All right, so this is the counties that we're looking at right now. So the counties are up in the last 30 days, 45%. Year to date, they're up 32%. That's a big deal. Now, we serve certain markets where we really focus. I've got agents that are top agents in Haymarket and Aldi and Fairfax and Vienna. So these are some of the markets we look at. So we can see of the cumulative markets we do in Fairfax, Loudoun, and Prince William, it's gone from 118 listings to 215, right? That's an 82% increase. So in the markets we service, the Vienna, the Oakton, Haymarket, Aldi, Leesburg, McLean, 82% increase in inventory. So before, when you were listing a house, you were the king. There are not that many listings, so you're going to do exactly what I tell you to do or somebody's going to get hurt, right? So there's a different mentality that you have to have when you sell in a seller's market. Now, we're switching over to a smart seller's market and a smart buyer's market. Just real quick, here's a couple of them you can look at. I do this for when we go in to talk to a seller, this is a Haymarket seller. I'm looking at a chart now for the podcast people. This is Haymarket, and this is the 30-day trending on the left and the year-to-date inventory on the right. And you can see last year at this time, 22 listings. This year, 42 listings. So we need to be thoughtful. I'm going to just whip through the rest of them. Now, the chart you're looking at now, when you put a house on in 2022, 2023, 2021, 80% of those homes were going under contract in the first week. Now, I don't want to say even an idiot can sell in that market, but come on. I mean, if 82% of the houses are going on the market, you don't have to be the sharpest tool in the shed to sell a house in 2021, 22, and 23. But those 80% in the first week sales are down to 19%, 20%. So that means that 4 out of 5 homes going on the market today are what? In the mud. In the mud. You're either in the jet stream or the mud. 20% are in the jet stream, 80% in the mud. Now, I don't know if any of you have been in the mud lately, but it is not a good place. Real briefly, the jet stream, I'm good with that, Justin. In the jet stream, everything flows well. You're experiencing the jet stream right now, right? You have 17 showings. Okay, that's going to double once you go live. So you got 34 people through. Your open house should have 25 or 30 people through. You priced it right. You knew it's priced correctly. So you should have, based on those numbers, at least 7 contracts. That's the jet stream. You're going to get top price. You're going to get no contingencies. You're going to, hopefully you did a home inspection before you listed it, like I keep telling everybody to do, so you don't have any contingencies. You'll have backup contracts, everything's smooth. The sellers are going to love you. It's going to be a party when you go to settlement, trust me. That's the jet stream. But if you look at the chart, if 4 out of 5 homes don't sell in the first week, what are the buyers saying? What's wrong with this property? What's wrong with that property? We're definitely going to need an inspection. And I'll tell you what the price is. You're not going to tell me. I'm not bidding on it. So it doesn't go, the price doesn't get bid up. The price starts to get bid down, right? We just need to be smarter to find the jet stream. It is, and let me tell you, let me give you an example. So if you have a listing, let's say you're going to list a house for $850,000, and you're like, it's worth $835,000. Normally, in a normal market, you would say, let's test 850. Let's go coming soon at 850. Let's market the hell out of it at 850. Let's see who's coming. Let's see how many showings we have. Let's do a predictive analysis. Is anybody coming to see it at 850? Nope. All right, let's drop it to 800. Drop it to 800. Boom, everybody shows up. Contracts come flying in. You get bids. You're in the jet stream, and it's all good. Can't do that right now. You cannot take the high number and test the high number. That's out. You have to go low. So let me give you an example for us. We have some that are 2.35 million. Two of them are in that 2.3, 2.4. We tested 2.5 on each one of them, right? Crickets. Holy geez. Go back now. Now I regret that I didn't start the whole coming soon at 2.25 just to make sure that market is there, right? So I think that, and again, real estate is a week-by-week thing. I mean, the market changes. That's why I sit in that damn crow's nest. It's cold up there. I'm watching. And I saw that inventory go jumping way up like this, and then you start seeing it load, and then maybe buyers are going, hey, I've got a selection. I don't need to rush into buying that house. I've got homes to look at. I've got choices. So we're at that cusp of the first quarter is ending, and the inventory is up 80 to 90%. And that means you need to change through April, May, and June. You need to change the way you do business. The predictive analysis, the pricing now has to be more conservative. You can't take two numbers and say, let's test the big one. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we can always drop it down to here. I think we did that to her house, didn't we? I think we tested a higher number, we dropped it to a lower number, and we got maybe $75,000 over list price. $90,000 over list price. We started here, wasn't getting anybody. We went to here, we got all the people we needed. We got $90,000 over list price, right? Everybody's happy. Pretty happy supplement, right? So, but what I'm saying is we can no longer test that higher number. We're not going to do it. And if I do it, I'm going to do it kicking and screaming and telling the seller there's no freaking way you can test that number right now. I know it's worth 2.15, or in somebody's case, I know it's worth 835,000. I can get there from 800. I got to test 800. I need to see if the market is at 800. And then give it that full week of soak, and then you have 17 people coming to see it. Then you have 25 people coming to the open house. Then you have multiple contracts. But the way the market is going right now is it's going to be, the smart sellers are going to be fine. Those are the ones going at 8 instead of 850. Now, the 850s, shit, they're not even testing that. They're just launching at 850. Guess what? Crickets. You're going to hear crickets. 2.5, somebody says the house worth 2.35. Let's go 2.35, crickets. And then here we go. Now it's going to start going down that toilet bowl, that, what do I call it, the death spiral. I'm just telling everybody, I'm warning them right now, I'm ringing the bell that the inventory is back, and you have to be you have to change change the way we handle these listings. We have to be more conservative, not aggressive. We have to make sure that if we're going to test something, we test it low, not high. But where I was that one company is predicating all of the agents they bring in, say, hey, we got an exclusive listing. We're going to offer it just to our agents. You're going to get a good look at this. And Donnie Samson at Samson Properties, we're going to have the same. You can have an exclusive, but that's not what we're basing our marketing for our sellers. You know who that's for? Buyers. Great for buyers. I mean, I can get in and look at a house before it goes on the market, maybe write a contract before I got to compete with 8 different people. So those exclusive, perfect for buyers. Shitty for sellers. Just telling you. If I'm a seller, I was with a guy this week. His house, they're going to try and sell it for $6 million. It's in Mason Neck. I said, and the town is called Lorton, right? I said, now look, nobody's sitting in their computer saying, show me all the $6 million houses in Lorton. Right? That is not where they're looking. You couldn't find a sale in Lorton in the last 12 years. They're not looking in Lorton. McLean, Great Falls, Potomac, all of that stuff. So for this, you not only put it on the computer where everybody in Lorton can see it, but your marketing is going to AI will tag everybody looking for a 5 million plus house in DC, Arlington, Alexandria, McLean, across the river in Bethesda and Potomac. That's where they're looking. So you come in, you're in the West Coast, you hear about Potomac, you're going to look for a big house, you're going to look at McLean, and then all of a sudden AI is going to go, hey, here's somebody coming in from the Northwest. They're looking in McLean for a 10,000 square foot plus house. Tag them. And it tags them and takes literally the custom website built for this house and shows it to them. LinkedIn, Instagram, all the stuff you've got. It'll tag them. It'll follow them. Open up the Wall Street Journal, it's going to find you. Go in and look for something on Google, it's going to find you. Google Ads will find you no matter where you are. If you're looking. So the marketing strategy, and this is, I don't care if it's an $800,000. So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm in Haymarket, and I've got a really nice house. It's worth $900,000. In Vienna, that's $1.4 million. In McLean, it's worth 1.7. Now, if I could take that house in Haymarket and I could package it up and make its own custom website and then activate the artificial intelligence to go after buyers that are looking in Vienna, Oakton, Centerville, McLean, and blah, 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 and say, you could have a 4,000 square foot house built in 2005. You just got to drive to Haymarket. And the first words out of their mouth are, where the hell is Haymarket? Let's get on the toll road and let's go. And then they're going to walk in the house and go, you've got to be kidding me. I could have this house for $900,000. It cost me $1.5 million in Vienna and $1.8 million in McLean, and all I got to do is drive this toll road? Here's my credit card. I'm going to run up tolls like you can't believe. But that's what people do. And that's what those houses have to do. Another one. Let me give you another perfect example. And this is, I've got the buyer on this one. It's a $13 million house in Oakton. And the house is only worth $10 million, but it's on the market for $13 million. And I'm looking at my buyer, and I'm like, this is perfect because it's not an experienced agent. They're not marketing it correctly. It's not going outside the parameters. Nobody's looking at this house. Nobody's looking in Oakton for a $10 million house. We got her all alone, right? So we can go in and we have more leverage as a buyer over an inexperienced agent that's not using artificial intelligence, not marketing the property to all of that, sitting on the market for a year and a half. So he would be in the category of smart buyers. So smart buyers are taking advantage of dumb sellers, and smart sellers are taking advantage of desperate buyers. We got to have a house. Here's one. Oh, my God, let's go get it. Let's bid it up. And they just get in the bidding war, And even though 20% of the houses are going under contract, pretty much all our contracts are now getting $100,000 over list price. And then all of a sudden, it's all going to start, you're going to start hearing crickets. And I'm telling you, it's coming right now. Not June 15th, when it normally comes. It's starting to come now because people are concerned about what the cutbacks are going to be doing, concerned about the government jobs and contracts, not the jobs. Jobs, they can find another job. It's the contracts. But behind them, what people don't see is right down the road in Washington, they're deciding on how they're going to spend $5 trillion. And things are going to change, right? New administration, new deals, new changes. So that's going to mean that Ivy League schools that were getting tons of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, not sure why we give them it, but they get it, hundreds of millions of dollars. Now they have to hire lobbyists to come to make sure that that money is secure. Everybody needs to start hiring lobbyists and come in and start working the new systems in Washington, D.C. Change is good. It's called money in motion. Money in motion is good. Everybody sits and nobody sells their house, that's bad. If there's money in motion, if people are selling and buying, and then the whole real estate industry is healthy. Now, the whole industry is getting healthier. We had 2 bad years. It's all going to start getting healthier. So that's going to be much better. Now the question is, people coming in waves, are they the $2 million, $3 million? I'll let you know. We're listening. We're watching every day. I can tell you that the people there are people coming into town. They are coming in with all cash, and they are not messing around. They're looking for a house. They want it to be ready, done, ready to go, and they're coming in with cash. So there is buyer pools. The buyer pools are currently absorbing the inventory. Maybe not as fast as it used to, but it's absorbing the inventory, okay? But I'm just saying that right now, we've gone from a seller's market to a smart seller's market, smart buyer's market. Now, I'd sit down over the last 2-3 years, and somebody would say, I want to buy a $2 million house, and I have to sell my $1.2 million house. And I would say, yeah, not a lot of chance there. Because every house that came on had 7 contracts. Chance of getting those contracts is pretty slim. And, it was a lot more difficult. So it was frustrating. And now we sit down, somebody says, I want to buy a 2.4, I got a 2.2. What do you know? They're under contract within a week. Here comes another one. But they're under contract within a week. It's money in motion. We can finally have the inventory to help buyers find a place. And I will tell you that if I'm a buyer and you look at Daliera, who's the most successful buying agent in Samson Properties, she waits. She waits. She doesn't look at a property that hadn't been on the market for 30 days. Then she goes out looking. They get better prices, better terms. She gets better commissions. But that's who they're going after. The smart buyers are going after people that have been on the market for at least 2 weeks, maybe 30 days or more, going in and finding out. Let me give you an example. The house that we just put under contract, we got for $2.3 million. It started 60 days ago at $2.65 million. Just wait. Just wait. It's worth about 2.4, maybe 2.45, but we got for 2.3 if you wait, right? So smart buyers can really take advantage of this market. Smart sellers can really take advantage of this market, but it's not going to be like the Wild Wild West where you just throw something on the market and it sells. You cannot test the higher number anymore. For now, we got to test the lower number to make sure that buyer pool is there, to make sure we stay in the jet stream. We cannot go, let's do an exclusive listing with just the agents in our office and open your house up to 7% of the market. We need to open the house up to 100% plus everybody on the outside world that's looking somewhere else. You got to be smart. If you want to get in this market, we got to be smart. I got 3 minutes to hit that car so I can get on that plane. My name is Casey Samson. You've been listening to Coffee with Casey, where we come to you every week and talk about market strategies and market conditions. And I will tell you, I'm flashing the red lights right now. The inventory is back. We need to change our strategies, change our protocols if we want to stay in the jet stream and out of the mud. We'll see you again next week. Bye now.